But first, a deadly train crash caused by a major sleep disorder, and it affects millions of people across the country. Next, we have an expert in studio to help you know if you could be at risk.
The engineer operating the train that derailed in New York last year, killing 4 people and hurting many more, suffered from sleep apnea. Now, federal investigators say William Rockefeller Jr. had severe obstructive sleep apnea. Joining us this morning is Clayton Hanchett, a registered sleep technician with the Portland Clinic Sleep Center. Clayton, good morning. Thank you for being here. What is sleep apnea and how can it affect a person's job performance?
Absolutely. Essentially, sleep apnea is where the muscles of the upper airway collapse or are narrowed to a point where somebody stops breathing for at least 10 seconds long, which leads to then a brain arousal, which shouldn't be happening at nighttime, and then a desaturation in your oxygen levels.
This person's schedule supposedly had just changed drastically not long before this accident happened. Could that have led to it?
Potentially, absolutely. It's something that if your schedule is changing, and you're not used to sleeping in certain hours, it may cause you to be more fatigued and could potentially cause the obstruction to be even worse as well.
What are some warning signs you might be dealing with this?
Some warning signs would be just if you're having to increase your intake in coffee to stay awake. Somebody is snoring, that's going to be the primary symptom if someone can tell you that you're snoring, or if somebody could even witness you pausing and breathing at nighttime.
But just because you know someone who snores maybe doesn't mean you have sleep apnea.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. It could be just primary snoring as well.
It's worth looking into, though.
It is. It's the highest indicator.
Some solutions for this, if you're afraid someone you know and love could be at risk of this.
Certainly. Have an evaluation. Go see a sleep specialist. See if you're at risk for that. There's several different treatment options for sleep apnea. One of them, the main one, is a CPAP machine, which is a breathing device, which is a mask that goes over the nose, and it opens up the airway and allows you to sleep as you normally would. And
that's going to help, I would guess, just substantially throughout the day.
Absolutely.
When you get a good night's rest, so you don't put yourself in dangerous situations.
Absolutely. It's, sleep is so critical. They've even likened sleep deprivation to something as being intoxicated by alcohol.
It's incredible. Clayton, we thank you very much for your information this morning and good advice on how we can address it and get a good night's sleep, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And for more information, you can learn more about the Portland Clinic Sleep Center by heading to KATU.com. Click on Inside KATU and you will find a link to its website. Lincoln?